Hey everybody. I've got two amazing people here, Ryan Schonfeld and the Erwin, El Presidente of As Is Next Gen. What's going on, boys?
Not too much. How's the snow in Illinois?
Snow's not here yet, man. That happens next month. That happens in August.
Just figured you had the skis ready to go by the door.
I mean, you gotta look forward to something, right? Like if you're gonna be on video every day and you have to smile, it gives you something to smile about.
There you go.
He's just planning. He's just planning the holidays already.
Right. And it's a good conversation piece. Everybody's like, are those real? I'm like, absolutely they are.
GSX next gen, the Alps. Let's think about that.
Good one. I like that. I like that.
I'm always here thinking, no?
Love it. All right. I have a question for this group. Let's say I'm a next gener. I have been being asked, are you going to GSX? And I'm thinking I would totally go if somebody were sending me. But I'm not sure if it's worth sending myself of funding my own trip. What value would I get from going to one of these conferences? How would it help me grow my career? Ryan, what do you think, man?
Well, look, career growth is as much or more about who you know versus what you know. And while these conferences are great from an educational perspective, there's obviously lots to learn and lots that you can bring back to your organizations. Probably the most invaluable part of these large gathering of security folks is networking and building that personal and professional network. These are people that you can call on when you need something. They're people that professionally you can benchmark with or ask questions about. It's not just about getting things from them when you need something, but really it adds a lot of value to your current organization. So if the first question is there value in going and self-funding? The answer is 100% yes. If the follow-up question is there a way in which I can work with my organization to try to get them to fund it? I think the answer is also 100% yes. And but before being on the dark side here, I also worked for a large corporation. And I had a boss who was not a huge fan of sending lots of people to conferences. At one point, he even said, I'll send you to a conference just about anywhere in the world except Vegas. No work gets done in Vegas. Um, and
Not true. Some of the best networking gets done in Vegas.
Well, the only thing is I convinced him one time to send me to the conference in Vegas, and I saved the company $500,000 that year on a camera project because what you have at these conferences are all the decision makers from the different manufacturers and the companies that you're doing projects with. You have the ability to talk through upcoming initiatives and figure out what's going on and get people on board with the project and really not only maybe negotiate better pricing, but find the right stakeholders in those companies so that when you need help or when something's going sideways or no project ever goes perfectly to plan. And if you don't have the right people to call and to lean on when that happens, then you're also not going to get the project back on track. And so those relationships happen at conferences like GSX, and why your employer is being short-sighted if they won't send you. But there's also a huge value if you have to self-fund and doing it on your own. And quite frankly, the first time I went to a conference was self-funded, and it was when I was new in the industry and transitioning in, and hugely invaluable in terms of the folks that I met and my ability to land my first job in security as I was transitioning out of law enforcement.
That's awesome, man. Erwin, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I truly echo that from Ryan. I went the first time last year, Atlanta. That was an amazing experience. I'm used to the one in Europe, which is a great conference, but GSX, different, very big, huge. Definitely the part regarding with the projects was very valuable for me for projects I was doing to see the products in real.
Oh,
What can I do with
Got
them?
muted. There we go.
And yeah, just get that feel in touch with that. So that was, yeah, it was just awesome. And also just seeing people in real life. It's part of the community. We're working together on a weekly, day-to-day basis. And it is amazing to start new relationships and getting to know people there, and build that out. And it is definitely the first thing you should do if you're entering the security industry, transitioning or whatsoever. Start building your network. Just have lots of coffees, beers, whatsoever. Those are the good times, I would say. But it's really, like Ryan said, when you need some help, the people always are open to help you, as well as you can learn a lot from these people. And you won't get that over Teams or over Zoom, but just with a beer or grab a coffee in the morning.
So, those are both great points. And I will say the very first time I ever went to a security conference, I was with a consultancy. We had just picked up a new account that I was running point on some pretty big projects. And I was saying, look, I don't know the vendor ecosystem. I don't understand all of the different product offerings out there. Send me to this conference so I can meet people, so I can learn. What I did is we had one really good trusted vendor that handled something for us, but he had lots of relationships, and I was new to security technology, not from like using it, but implementing it, right, and speccing it and all of these things. And so I actually went with that vendor, and actually one of the best mentoring experiences I've ever had, just following this super well-connected, super knowledgeable person around the floor, sitting in all of their meetings, being introduced to all of these people, overhearing the conversations, every now and again interjecting my questions. I came back a completely different person as far as connections and knowledge base. And my effectiveness on that project went like 5 years worth of development experience in that 2-week period. You have the week of the conference and then the week of follow-up. And the way I worked at conferences became invaluable, and I was, no questions asked, sent every year after that, because the value was there for the projects I was working on, and ultimately whatever company I was working for.
Yeah, totally agree. And the education sessions have gotten a lot better over the years too. I think, several years ago, I'll say candidly, I think a lot of them were lacking. And I think, the organizations have really stepped up the level of education that's providing, how current the information is. That was one of my big gripes a long time ago, is just that it was sort of outdated info. That's really not the case by and large anymore. And so like coming back with, sitting through a presentation with chief security officers from multiple different organizations and bringing those insights back to your company, things like that would never happen, for a NextGener to have access to C-level security executives from different industries and global leading organizations, and that really has the ability to position you as more of a thought leader within your organization and get you a seat at the table, which ultimately is what drives your career growth.
Absolutely.
Yeah, truly echo that. Just wanted to chip in there. Sorry, Tim.
I was going to give you the final thought anyway, bro. So,
no, yeah, definitely like the session. So we got the career stages right now. They're very valuable to NextGener's, just to get started, learn those practical skills. I think that is where we really focus on when coming into the industry. And they set you up for success last year. Upgrading your LinkedIn profile as well, if you're searching out there for the security industry for a job, a new career. They make it happen. You've got everything you need.
And I'm biased, but leading 2 sessions at GSX this year on the future of the GSOC and bringing value back to your organization from the security program. So come check those out.
Yep, and I'm talking about designing effective autonomous teams. So if you're going to GSX and you're not a part of the NextGen community, jump on Connects, get involved, come to our mixer, visit Ryan and Hivewatch at their booth on the floor. It's going to be amazing. They're great people, and they will help you. You guys don't have a booth this year, do you?
You don't have a booth.
You'll be on the floor.
I'll be there
All right.
with bells on.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Find our booth. Yeah. There's your challenge.
Scavenger hunt.
See you there.